Hi, this is Joseph Land, and welcome to my series, Ask Joseph Land. You guys have really been sending in some great questions the last 4 or 5 weeks, and I'm very excited to answer those questions for you, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. And really, the questions are amazing, and today's questions are really good. So thank you for that. My staff has been assembling these questions for me to answer, and so today I want to answer those. But do me a favor, before we get started, go down to the bottom, hit subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell so you're notified on all these productions, and you can be in tune to what we're doing, and send them also and share them with your friends. So today I want to start out with this question. Why do a lot of people struggle with consistency? Why do a lot of people struggle with consistency? That's a great question. My immediate answer would be is because they haven't created a discipline that they believe in. My discipline is I'm in it every day of my life. I wake up at a certain time. I do what I do early in the morning, devotional time, working out, this and that, and then I'm ready for my day. And then before I start my day, every day I have a plan of attack. So that keeps me consistent. A lot of other people struggle with what I call being consistent as an entrepreneur because they've always had a job. And when you're fighting as an entrepreneur to be successful in your own business, then it's a whole different ball game. You're, like I said earlier, you're eating what you kill. You have to get after it every day. And in some cases that really makes you be consistent. But it's a will to win. It's you have to be consistent in a business or in your personal life or in your job to be successful. So that's a great question, and Pamela, thank you for that question. Miranda asked me this question: when is the best time to hire new people in your business? Well, that's another great question. You certainly don't want to hire people before you need them and have a payroll that's eating up your cash flow and your profitability before you really need it. But as you're growing, as you're scaling, you want to make sure you have the right people and the right seats on the bus. And so I'm always looking for the good, right people that fit what I'm doing. Recently, I had a blessing of a gentleman that came to our company, to our brand, and he has just been such a huge blessing to me, and I knew it right away. And I said, I have to have this guy on our team. And you'll know it when you see it, and you'll know when the time is right. You'll know that you know that you know. So thank you, Miranda. That was a great question. Quang asked me this question, but this is a really good question, and I want you to make some notes on this one. What is the difference between good debt and bad debt? All right, good debt and bad debt. Here's what I would say to that. Good debt is when you're running a company, you have a line of credit, and you need that line of credit to fuel and grow your company, and you go in and out of that line of credit. Another good debt would be for capital improvements, all those things to grow your business. Bad debt is when you have a lot of personal debt that you have trouble paying off at exorbitant interest rates. I don't know what the maximum allowed interest rate is where you live, but let's just say you have 5 credit cards. And this is what I'm seeing in our society. People have 5 credit cards. They have them run up to the max. They're living beyond their means. They're paying 20%, 24% interest. And that is just bad debt. And the other thing is I want to talk to you about is, we live in a society where it's great to own a home. And a lot of people say the reason I want to own a home and I want to finance it is because I write the interest off. Well, that's great. How would it be if you didn't own a home? Our home is paid for. And my wife has her home paid for in her name. And if something happened to me, it's her home, right? And so it's just about good structure. It's about having debt on things that are good. And I don't think always that debt on a house, or especially a second house, is always good. And here's why. My friend Robert Kiyosaki says, you should create assets that produce income. A house is not an asset that produces income. We've been lulled to sleep in the way we finance homes. And let's just say you finance a house over 30 years, you probably pay for it 2 or 3 times. A house also, you have to keep it up. You have to pay to maintain it. You have to pay for property taxes. You have to pay for insurances. My philosophy has been to get my home paid for, have a home that's paid for, and then my wife and I can visit anywhere for a year if we wanted to. The Taj Mahal, the penthouse, the greatest penthouse in the world, and we could stay in it. And at the end of that time, we could go somewhere else. We're not upkeeping it. We're not paying property taxes on it. We're simply paying rental, income to the property owner for the Taj Mahal, and we're happy with that. So good debt is having debt that fuels your company, fuels your growth, that kind of thing. Bad debt is having personal debt, and you're up to here with it, and you wonder, how in the world did I get here? And a lot of people are in that way. If you look at debt, and let's say you analyze your credit cards, and you could start paying one off, and you get that one paid off. Whatever you're paying on that one, start applying to the second one, and then this double declining, and then after you get that one paid off, pay the third one. Take those, what you were paying on the first card, what you were paying on the second card, and add it to what you were paying on the third card, and all of a sudden, you start paying things off pretty quickly. But I would encourage you to buy what it is you need, and if you use a credit card, pay it off at the end of the month. That would be my suggestion. Good debt versus bad debt. Good debt on a business. Poor debt is some of the debt we see personally. Quang asked me, that was Quang who asked that question, and that was an excellent question. Thank you for that. Rob said, what are some of the limiting beliefs that I would tell an entrepreneur to let go of in a business? Well, here's the first one. What other people think. I want to tell you, other people aren't thinking what you think they're thinking. They're just thinking about themselves. And so I never thought much about what other people thought, because they haven't done what I wanted to do. And so that's the first thing. The other thing is the belief that you can do it. Let go of any of the negative thoughts that you have. Focus on the positive thoughts and say, hey, I can do this. I've been called to do this. I can make this happen. And the other thing is having a great mentor who can stand with you, be there for you when you need that person to be there, and encourage you every day to fight for your dream. And see, a lot of times people listen to people who are really not in the arena doing the deal. And so it's a different deal when you're in the arena every day, and when you have someone who's been in the arena, who is advising you and helping you and encouraging you to become all you can be. But the number one thing I would say to let go of is what other people think. Doesn't matter what they think. It only matters what you think. And so go for your dream and fight for your dream. So Rob, thank you for that question. That was excellent. Kevin says, what makes a good business partnership? Well, partnerships are tough in business. And I personally, at my age, I don't like partnerships. But if you have a partnership with someone in business, you need to have it well defined. Well defined. You need to know what that partner is expected to do, what he expects you to do, and have it defined on paper. Because a lot of times partnerships go sour when one thinks they're doing more work than the other. Sometimes family partnerships are tough, having family involved in a partnership in a business. But there are some great partnerships too. I've had some really good partners in my life, people who are willing to be there and do their part of the deal and to make the transaction happen. And so I would just say making a good business partnership work is having everything defined on the front end, knowing what's expected of each other, having the financial piece in line, who contributes what in the financial part of the business, and having all that clearly defined up front. And then the other thing is when the business stubs its toe or has a downturn, you have to have a partner that is willing to step up and contribute financially when there's a capital call. So those are the things I would recommend that you do, and have all that spelled out on the front end, and you can have great success with the right partner. I said the best partner I have in my life right now is my wife. We're arm in arm. We're building our business empire, we call it, and we're very successful and very excited about our future because we believe in what we're doing, and belief is such a key thing. So be excited about what you're doing. Partner with your spouse, make some great things happen. Pray together every day, and let it go, man. Go for it. So thanks for these great questions today. I've really enjoyed being here with you. Look forward to being with you next week. There's one thing else I want to remind you of. We're getting ready to start producing a podcast where you can answer and ask me questions, and I can answer them, and you can be part of that too. So watch for that to happen. Our podcast coming up where I suggest things that might be helpful to you, not only in your personal life, but in your business. So God bless you guys. Thanks for joining me today, and thank you for joining Ask Joseph Land. Hit subscribe, the notification bell, and be with us every week.